So,
well, in light of your evidence, I think you must produce the advice you have from the AFP and your legal advice that says you are not able to answer any questions about
that advice is on the public record.
So you haven't got specific advice?
So, Senator Gallagher, that advice is on the public record about what we can and can't say. I am not going to prejudice the inquiry. It is as simple as that, Senator Gallagher.
So have others been jeopardising the inquiry when they have answered
Senator
questions
Gallagher, that
here?
is not what I'm saying. I am in the circumstance that I am in, and I've made the judgment, the call. I'm not going to jeopardise or prejudice the inquiry.
Ms Higgins wants answers. She learns things through these hearings, things that she doesn't know.
Senator Gallagher?
Senator Gallagher,
she wants
would you proceed
answers.
with the questions if we have questions
that
to
would be
proceed
helpful.
with? Otherwise,
yes,
we will move on to somebody else to ask questions.
I'd still like the legal advice. You haven't taken it on notice. If you say the AFP advice is already...
The AFP advice has been on the public record for at least 2 months.
Well, can I just be clear then? The position you're articulating here in response to Senator Gallagher's questions, where she is, I think, quite clear that the position you're taking is not consistent with that of your colleague, the Leader of the Government in the Senate, not consistent with the President, not consistent with the AFP Commissioner, not consistent with the Department of Defence, that the decision not consistent with the position that the Department of Parliamentary Services has taken. So you are taking a different position to all of those entities. Yes, you are. Let me finish. I hadn't finished. Please.
That is not correct.
It is correct. I asked the Department of Defence questions of fact, and they answered them. Senator Gallagher has asked questions for days in different committees. So the position you are taking of a blanket refusal to answer is a different one. So that's the first point. My question is, I understand from your evidence that the basis on which you assert that different standard is precisely the same advice from the AFP that has been provided to all of those individuals and entities. There's no specific different advice to you, is that correct?
So, Senator Wong, let me...
Can you answer that question?
Well, in fact, if you stop talking over me, Senator Wong, I'd be happy to. You weren't here for the first...
No, that's true.
You weren't here for the first lot of questions, Senator Wong, and the Chair actually consulted me because the Chair was going to rule that the questions were out of order. I said I was happy to answer the questions. I answered the questions that I believed I could answer, but I am not asserting that I'm in the same circumstance as anybody else, and I'm certainly not asserting about anybody else whether they should or shouldn't have given the responses that they did. What I'm saying in my own circumstance is I am currently discussing this with the Australian Federal Police. I'm finalising a statement for them, and it covers all of these matters. And I'm certainly not going to air those matters publicly in this forum before I finish my statement and before the AFP have had the opportunity to finalise and about what I've said. So that is still underway. Now, as I said, you can ask me those questions, but I'm not going to aerate them here publicly today because I do not want to prejudice the case, and it would be the wrong thing to do. It is as simple as that.
Senator Reynolds, on the 16th of February, you told the Senate that the second staff member was terminated very shortly after the incident. Finance has now confirmed that the male staffer was not terminated until the 5th of April. That's 2 weeks later. And Finance have also confirmed they weren't asked for advice around termination until the 4th of April. So 9 days after your Chief of Staff became aware of Ms Higgins' alleged rape. So do you stand by that he was terminated very shortly after?
Senator Gallagher, I stand by what I said in the Senate, but
so
I also...
10 days is very short.
Just if you ask me a question, please give me the courtesy of answering before you talk over me, please, Senator Gallagher. I stand by those statements, but again, those matters are at the heart of things that are addressed in my statement to the AFP, which I'm still discussing with the AFP. So it is not appropriate for me to discuss this further.
Why did it take 9 or 10 days to terminate this staff member?
Senator Gallagher, again, that goes...
That's subject to police investigation too, is it?
Absolutely, it's absolutely part of the matters relating to my statement.
Senator Gallagher, these questions aren't relating to the portfolio as you indicated earlier.
They relate to Senator Reynolds and her...
They're not
and there is an
relating to the
opportunity in the
portfolio.
Senate in a week's time.
And it has financial implications, I presume, which will be being met from the public purse. So I think it's entirely reasonable that the Estimates Committee is able to get an understanding of this. Senator Reynolds, we also found out there'd been a meeting between your office, Mr Hawke's office, the Prime Minister's office, on the 4th of April, the day before this staffer was terminated. What's your knowledge of that meeting?
Again, Senator Gallagher, this is again a matter that relates to the investigation and to my statement, and I'm not going to jeopardise that inquiry in any way.
So it sounds to me like that what you're putting to us here is that things that occurred 10 days after the alleged incident are also subject to the police investigation.
Senator Gallagher, I'm not...
Is that what your evidence is?
Senator Gallagher, what I'm saying is that all of these matters are subject of my discussions with the AFP, and I am not going to prejudice the inquiry. I'm just simply not.
You're simply not going to answer or provide information.
So, Senator Gallagher...
You're the person who has avoided, out of all of this, has avoided answering or providing information about your state of knowledge or any facts related to this matter.
Senator Gallagher, that is absolutely not true.
It is absolutely true.
Senator Gallagher, I did answer your questions to the point that you ground me to the ground and ended up in hospital.
Oh.
But I'm back here. I'm answering questions. I'm answering questions, and I'm assisting. So I'm assisting the AFP with their inquiries. Senator Wong, please don't talk. Senator Wong, please do not. Please do not talk over me, Senator Wong. It's not appropriate to talk over me.
Well, Ms Higgins, Senator Wong,
well, you just alleged that we put you in hospital.
You just
that I put you in hospital, Senator Reynolds.
You should withdraw.
Well, if
so, you're the victim, not Ms Higgins. Is that what
Order.
it is?
Senator Wong, that's not
Nobody
what I'm
takes pleasure in asking these questions. Nobody takes pleasure in asking these questions.
I'd like to respond to that. That was an imputation.
Having two senators yell at me at the same time.
I'm sorry. Well, I don't propose to yell at you. Okay. I will say this though.
Senator Wong.
We would have been far happier if you had come into the Senate and given a comprehensive statement, which would have been the right thing to do. You did not.
Senator
and
Wong.
so we were forced to ask you questions that Ms Higgins wanted asked. And even today, key factual errors in your statements to the Senate have not been explained. So please don't blame us for the fact that we were required to ask you questions because of your failure to be upfront and transparent about key facts here. And that failure, which is continuing today. No, I don't have a question. I'm responding to that accusation.
I am going to...
Is there a question in there somewhere?
I'm responding to that.
Okay,
Senator Wong.
Senator Reynolds.
Chair, I've been very clear that my primary focus is to ensure that I assist the AFP inquiry into this matter. I'm doing that. I'm doing that very fulsomely. The issues are extensive, and I'm dealing with those with the AFP, and I'm not going to compromise the inquiry. So that's it.
So I'm going to ask that any further questions, Senator Gallagher, be placed on notice.
I do have, and I have
Senator
been
Gallagher,
sitting here for hours.
Senator Gallagher, you could have asked them in cross-portfolio if you believed that they had any relevance to the portfolio. Senator Gallagher, I am the chair of this committee, and I am speaking to you. I am speaking to you.
And we've been working very cooperatively, and it is my intention to continue to do that. My final question, Senator Reynolds, was it your decision to send Ms Higgins to Perth for the duration of the election campaign?
Senator Gallagher, again.
That's also subject to police investigation. How handy.
And that was your final question. Thank you.
Senator Gallagher, that was beneath you.
Well, don't give me a lesson in that,
Senator Gallagher.
Please don't accuse me of.
Please don't give me a lesson in ethics.
I'm going to go now.
I know where this started.
I am now going to go to Senator Sheldon and give him the call to return to his questioning.
I beg your pardon?
No, Chair.
Order.
No, Chair. She's just made an imputation on the hand side. We'd like to understand what she's just said.
You said I know where this started.
I know where this started. What do you mean?
Senator Wong, I really don't think we should be doing this here, but if you want me to do that.
Yes, I think...
I was told by one of your senators 2 weeks before about what you were intending to do with the story in my office, 2 weeks before.
Oh, I had no knowledge of this. Until
no one had any knowledge.
Okay.
I had no knowledge of this.
How dare you?
Order. Now we will
it's
move.
All about protecting yourself.
We may suspend if we're going to continue down this path. Otherwise, I'm happy to pass the call to Senator Sheldon to continue his lines of questioning. If not, we will suspend for a private meeting.
Let's do that.
We will suspend. We will suspend for 5 minutes.